Braising series. This time it's vegetarian. Basically this dish is vegan, so it's even better for those of you who don't eat any meat or want a little bit of break from meat sometimes. It's great to have a break. You don't have to eat meat every day. What's great about this dish is we have a little bit of protein coming from a wonderful flavored tofu. Now every supermarket's got some kind of flavored tofu now, not just your basic unflavored tofu. All you got to do, this already has the flavor in it, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I have to marinate the tofu and all that. This is ready to go for you. So there's different flavors. There's teriyaki, there's savory, there's spicy, you name it. Get the flavor that you want. This is kind of going to be a Southwestern inspired flavor, so I've got the savory flavor here, but go and look at your local supermarket or Whole Foods place or any health food supermarket will work, and of course get your flavored tofu. It's great. Good source of protein. We also have more protein, beans, black beans we have. Also we have some frozen broccoli thawed out. I was going to do chard with this dish, which is a nice way to do it. If you don't have frozen broccoli, you can wash out some fresh chard and chop that up. Chard's a great green. It cooks really fast. But I had this frozen broccoli on hand. It's organic. You can get organic frozen vegetables. It's fine. And it's great, easy, quick way to cook something. And you're going to get your vegetable nutrients in here ready to go. So frozen broccoli thawed out. Also, I've got some leftover cooked brown rice. If you're really pressed for time, you can use the quick cook brown rice. If you don't have 45 minutes or an hour to cook your brown rice, get the quick cook brown rice. That's really good. Also, you'll see now we'll have some cooked brown rice in the frozen section. That's another way to save you time. So I've got cooked brown rice, I've got some ground cumin, one of my favorite spices, and I've got some veg stock ready to go, and some seasoning, also some scallions. So that's basically it on this deal. Let's get started. We have here some scallions. Cut off my root ends. They've already been washed. Then I like to cut them again, line those up, and of course you're going to see the backside, but keep your fingers all tight when you chop. I put my thumb behind my forefinger all the time. It saves it. I've cut it like 5 times, so this kind of saves me. Alright, then we cut up our scallions. You don't have to be exact on this. You don't have to be super fine. You can do them at an angle or a bias if you want. Chopped scallions, ready to go. We got some tofu. The tofu you can slice into planks. They're about a little more than 1/4 inch in size on our tofu. So it'll be faster and easier to cook. Of course, a lot of times when you get the flavored tofu, it's going to be the firm stuff. And I like that texture better anyway. Alright, we got our pan preheating on about a high heat. What I'm going to do is, you can start this with oil, but really don't need oil. We're going to put down our tofu. I got a really good high heat non-stick pan, which is great. Half of my scallions go in there. If you want to add a little oil to this, you can. Half of my scallions in there right now. We're going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon of our cumin, ground cumin right there. And also what's happening right here, which is great, is that cumin is also toasting. That brings out a little bit of flavor. You don't want to burn it, but it gives a little bit of that foundation flavor of that spiciness to the bottom of our pan. It's not, you know, you have a little oil in there, don't put much, or I have no oil at all right here. This is great. And I'm getting some of that great cumin flavor right there in the pan. That base is going to take about a minute, and I got it on medium heat right now. Next, you're going to add in your stock, veg stock. You know what? I forgot one piece of tofu. There's my veg stock added. Now you want enough veg stock not to cover it all the way. Almost covering your tofu is where you want to be on that, so you can check that out. We don't want to be all the way covering, but just, you know, almost there, 2/3 of the way when we're talking about braising. Here, once again, we're doing braising on top of the stove. Next, add in our beans. Now let's put in our black beans. I'm doing half the can here of the black beans. It's an 8-ounce can. This is 2 portions. Of course, 1 full can if you're going to have 4 portions. That's going to keep coming up to a simmer. Also at this point, we're going to add, I didn't tell you the amount on our brown rice before, at least a 1/2 cup of brown rice cooked, add it to this. 1/2 cup of brown rice cooked, spread it all around. Okay, you're getting a complete protein with these beans and also the brown rice, but just to add on to give it a little more of a kick, we've got the tofu as well. So there we are. We're going to simmer this at least 10 minutes. Okay, nice medium heat. I said before on the other set, I said forget it or fix it and forget it, one of those things. This is almost like that. Both these braised dishes are similar to that. Fix it or forget it, or whatever you call it. Basically, this is low maintenance. It's winter. I know you're busy, but these are great dishes that are really going to fill you up and nourish you at night after your busy day. This is on a simmer right now. Like I said, this needs to simmer about 10 minutes and let it keep going. After that 10 minutes, we're going to add in our broccoli. Our broccoli, of course, has been thawed out before. Just put in that broccoli. If you want to put some kind of greens in, you could put them a little bit earlier. Broccoli I'm adding a little bit later after it's been simmering for 10 minutes. So the broccoli goes in there. Just move it around. Get it hot. Spread it. Let it sit for a little bit. Then move it around a little bit. I'm going to add another 1/4 teaspoon of my cumin powder. There we go. I don't want to add any salt yet because our liquid's cooking down a little bit more. Now, if it seems like it's getting a little too dry, you can always add just a little bit more veg stock. That's cooking, man. Just look at it and do a little bit of interpretation and see what the pan looks like. Some people like stuff juicier, some people like stuff drier. So you just got to look at it. Alright, all around our time has been about 20 minutes now. Then I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, cracked pepper. You can add some cayenne pepper if you want. A little cracked pepper to that, and just a dash of some salt. Depending on how much salt and pepper you like, a little dash of salt. Always taste stuff too. After you season it, mix it around a little bit and see if the seasoning's there before you're going to get ready to serve something. And that way you can tell if you're ready to go. There's our seasoning. Most of our liquid has gone down. We have some left though. That's some of our juices that we're going to have to serve this in a bowl. Alright, we're going to turn that off and get ready to put it in a bowl. We're all set. Got the tofu, beans, broccoli, juice, which is great on that. If you wanted to top this with some cheese, you can. Either soy cheese, yeah, there's soy cheese, it's good for you, or regular cheese, it's up to you. You don't have to use soy cheese. Soy cheese, of course, would make it vegan. And then, of course, there's our beans and our rice. And what I like to do is add a little bit of our chopped scallions back on the top of that. So there's our chopped scallions, nice and steaming and hot. Great for the winter time, of course. Let's try this out. What's good about this is that you can, like I said, you have cheese on it if you want. You have a little bit of broth on the bottom. If you want some Fritos or have some nice tortilla chips on the side, have that, or even a nice fresh flour tortilla. It's great. So this is great. You get your protein, you get your vegetables from your broccoli. Very nourishing. Great thing to have for dinner. You can take it to lunch, reheat it. Enjoy that.